Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different, but I think you're going to love it. We're going for a cozy, relaxing, yet fun baking clean with me vibe. My hubby's birthday is today, and I really want the house to be absolutely perfect when he gets home from work. So we're baking his favorite pound cake, and we're going to be doing some tidying up at the same time. It's all about making the space feel extra special. So grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever is your vibe, and let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. First of all, I want to go ahead and I want to thank all of my new subscribers. You all have shown me so much love on all of these videos that I have done since I've been home for the summer, just trying to be productive around my home and getting a lot of housework done and decluttering and organizing. I'm realizing now that you all are really loving this content, and I am so happy to bring it to you because these are things that I really love doing and that bring me a lot of joy. And so this morning when I woke up and I wished my husband a happy birthday, I asked him, I said, hey, babe, what would you like for your birthday? And he said, honestly, I really just want you to make a pound cake. And I just I thought it was so cute because I was so prepared, guys. I kid you not, I was so prepared to go to Nothing Bundt Cake and get a cake and just be, easy peasy. But, it's the little things, like at requesting a pound cake is something that just really makes me, I don't know, it really lights my fire. I was so excited at the same time because, I think it's kind of cute that he has these requests and there's certain dishes that I make that he absolutely loves. And so, yeah, when he said that, I was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up this morning. I'm going to, not only make his pound cake, but when I come back in from my morning walk, I'm going to make sure that I, tidy up around the house and make sure the house is spotless. So that way, when he gets home from work, everything will be, just immaculate, and that will make the atmosphere just that much even better. So I plan on taking him to dinner tonight. He said he wanted to go to this new seafood restaurant that's in town, so I'm excited about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started on this pound cake. And while the pound cake is cooking, and well, not cooking but baking, then I'm going to just tidy and spruce up the house. Because I've been home though for the summer, it's actually been really cool because, like I said, I've been very productive. Therefore, I've been catching up on a lot of housework. And so for that reason, I don't really have a lot of like deep cleaning to do. So I'm just going to be doing some little tidying up. But y'all, I am so excited to share this recipe with you all because it is something that I've been actually making since college. Like my family, my friends, my coworkers, so many people I know, they request this pound cake. It's become like my infamous pound cake that everyone loves. And it's so super easy. As you can see, it doesn't really take a whole lot. I want to say it takes maybe about a good 10 minutes just for me to prep. And I bake it in the oven for like 45 minutes on 350, and it's easy peasy. So if you guys want the recipe, I'm going to share it with you all in the description box below. I'm going to send you guys a link because it's actually not even my recipe. It's a recipe that I got from one of my favorite cookbooks. When I was working at Books A Million, there was this book that I came across that was called The Cake Mix Doctor. And she basically talks about, the author of the book, she shows you how you can make basically spruce up box cakes. But even though this is like a box pound cake, it doesn't taste like one because I do add my own ingredients to create that density that most pound cakes have. Like I add the flour, and I also add like vanilla and almond extract, and I kind of put my little razzle dazzle on it. So I guess it is my recipe, but I'm just saying the original is from that book. So I'm going to share it in the description box, and like I said, feel free to add anything that you want to add to it because that's what I've done just over the years. And so yeah, I'm going to be baking this pound cake and clean up around the house. I always start with the kitchen, and I'm going to start off in the kitchen and just wipe down the counters and make sure that the sink is cleaned out pretty good, and then I'm going to do some other things. And so I want you guys to just kind of vibe with me today, and just, this is going to be a real chill, clean, and bake with me. So as I'm cleaning up the house, I can't help but think about the fact that I am such a seasonal decorator, and I absolutely love seasonal decorations. And as you can see, for the summer, I've gone with these, happy pops of yellow around the house that just scream sunshine and warmth. But I don't know. I can't believe this, but I have a confession. Even though it's July, I've already been thinking about fall decor. And I know. But as a teacher, of course, we're always planning ahead, right? But this year, I'm seriously thinking about doing something a little different. And I typically go with like traditional fall colors, which is like the deep oranges and the rich reds and the rustic browns. And don't get me wrong, they're classic and they're beautiful. And I absolutely love traditional fall colors. But this year, I'm really thinking about doing something a little more neutral. Like, I'm thinking creams and whites, maybe even like some muted greens, some natural wood tones. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. The only thing I'm really hesitant about is that I really don't like anything that looks boring and drab. I really want it to feel like, cozy and inviting. And most importantly, I still want it to look absolutely fabulous. So I'm trying to figure out how I can, achieve that fabulous factor, but with neutrals without it falling, flat. So chime in the comments and let me know, like, what are your fall decor plans? Are you sticking to traditional colors, or are you thinking about branching out like me and maybe just kind of keeping it a little neutral? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. All right, so I have to introduce you to my new best friend. This summer, it has been the new cordless vacuum cleaner that was gifted to me by Clarpool. And this is not just any vacuum cleaner. Like, I've been putting it to the test now for a couple weeks. And let me tell you, I am genuinely impressed with how well it performs. Like, the suction power on this thing is incredible. Like, it's so strong and consistent that seriously, it easily picks up dust and all sorts of debris from both the carpet and hardwood floors, which is definitely an issue that I've had with other vacuum cleaners in the past, but this one just cleans all those tricky spots too, like even the corners and along the baseboard. It just gets everything up, and it just cleans with so much effort without me having to do a lot of bending and trying to reach for attachments and all of that stuff. That just gets to be a bit just too much. But I just love how powerful this vacuum cleaner is, and surprisingly it's also very quiet, which I appreciate because I can get things done even while, you know, people are asleep. But I'm going to get into some of the features later on in the video, but it's definitely something that you guys need to try because I think that it's a great investment. But I'm gonna get back to the vacuum cleaner in just a second, but the timer's going off because the cake is officially done now, and so I am going to put it on the cooling rack. And this is honestly the hardest part because sometimes I just want to go ahead and dive into that cake, but I know that I gotta wait because if I don't, the icing is not going to be the way I want it to because it's going to just seep right into the cake. So I gotta let it cool. Gotta let it cool. All right, so welcome to my little oasis. This, my friends, is the sitting room, and I'm not going to lie, it's pretty much the cleanest room in the house because we hardly ever have anyone come in here, so it stays pretty pristine most of the time. But today, I'm just going to do a quick little refresh. I'm just going to wipe down the glass table and these pretty little lanterns that are in here just to make sure that they're sparkling because, you know, it's all about those little details, you know? And of course, the true test of cleanliness in this room is the vacuum, because for me, a room isn't truly clean until I can see those perfect vacuum lines in the carpet. If I don't see those satisfying stripes, it just doesn't feel done. And so my new cordless vacuum is perfect for this because it's going to get around the furniture without a fuss, and I am going to be able to even see the vacuum lines in my furniture. Yes, even in my furniture, I like to see vacuum lines. It's just like, again, those little cleaning quirks like that I have. I don't know. It's just something about it. When I see them, it's just like, yep, it's clean. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comments if you have any like little cleaning quirks like that too, because yeah, for me, it's just vacuum lines. Like I have to see them. I just have to. So this cordless vacuum has another feature that is just perfect for this room. So check this out. It actually has a detachable attachment that allows you to pop on this soft brush. And let me tell you, this brush is a dream come true for delicate fabrics because all of the fabrics in this room, like my bench, my ottoman, and even the chairs, they're all velvet. And just like with the carpet, I need to see those vacuum lines, even on my furniture, to know that it's truly clean. So this soft brush is gentle enough not to damage the fabric, but it's still powerful enough to like lift any dust or lint and leave those satisfying crisp lines behind. It's been such a game changer for keeping these pieces like looking fresh without any heavy lifting. And this vacuum is really perfect for those detail touches. And I love the fact that I can even use it on my stairs, which is always a hectic job when I'm using those big bulky vacuum cleaners. So again, guys, I just really love the features of this vacuum cleaner. It is definitely a winner in my book. All right, so the next stop is my office, and you know that this room has one absolute non-negotiable when it comes to cleanliness: this glass desk. This desk was my absolute favorite purchase for this room, so I hate seeing fingerprints and dust on it. Like, it just has to be sparkling at all times. It's one of those surfaces that shows everything, but when it's clean, it just makes the whole space feel so much better. So yeah, I absolutely have to keep this desk clean because it's just a non-negotiable for me. So speaking of things that I'm loving in this space, aside from my desk, I have some exciting news. Since my last Clean With Me video, I have officially become a plant mom. Everyone, I want you to meet Regina. She is a gorgeous bird of paradise, and I absolutely am obsessed with her. And I love making sure that she gets a good water mist daily because she just seems to soak it up and thrive, you know? So, full disclosure, I have not been a plant mom for a while because honestly, I have had a bit of a black thumb in the past, but I just couldn't seem to keep plants alive. I don't know what it is, but Regina really brightens up this space and she brings so much life in here. So if any of you like seasoned plant parents out there have any advice for me on how to keep a bird of paradise beautiful and alive, just please let me know in the comments because I'm open to all the tips and tricks to make sure that Regina flourishes. You know, I want to make sure that Regina stays alive. All right. Another thing that I absolutely love about this Clarple cordless vacuum is how ridiculously easy it was to get started. Like seriously, assembly was a breeze, and when it arrived, it was just a couple clicks and even a few snaps and it was ready to go. Like it wasn't any complicated instructions, no tools needed. It was just really simple and straightforward. And like once you're done cleaning, dumping the debris is just as easy. Like you just detach the dustbin from the vacuum, you know, and voila, like it's done. All the dust and the pet hair and crumbs that we picked up, it falls right into the trash. No mess, no fuss, and your hands stay clean. So, you know, I really feel like they were really thoughtful with this design, which, you know, really makes every part of this experience very like simple and efficient. So it's just, you know, another reason why this vacuum has become my go-to. All right, deep breath, everyone. We've made it to the powder room, and if you live with a man and a 9-year-old boy like I do, then you know exactly what I'm about to say. I genuinely dread cleaning the bathroom, but it is especially important to keep this one room more than any other room in the house sparkling because let's be real, the powder room is the bathroom that most guests use when they come over, and so you want to make sure that you're making a good impression, right? So while I may sigh at the thought of cleaning it, knowing that it's guest ready makes it all worthwhile. So I have to make sure that it's clean at all times because I do not want any nasty surprises for any of my guests. So living with boys is exactly why I keep this gem on deck at all times, which is the Clorox urine remover. Seriously, this stuff is a lifesaver, and not only does it get rid of those stubborn odors and stains that pop up, but it also like disinfects at the same time, and it just makes the bathroom smell so like fresh and pleasant. And guys, I absolutely hate cleaning the toilet. Like I absolutely hate it. Like I mean with a passion. I hate cleaning the toilet, but I always want to make sure that I'm like cleaning the base of the toilet in addition to also like wiping down the seat and everything else. But after I clean it with the Clorox urine remover, I actually go over it again with my Clorox wipes because, again, it's just, I don't know what it is. I guess because I'm cleaning with a cloth, I just want to make sure that I'm like getting rid of all the germs and then like kind of disposing of them in the trash. I don't know. Again, it's my OCD, but at any rate, I just know that I just have to make sure that I'm like scrubbing the toilet really, really good. And I always make sure to replenish the toilet paper. All right, guys, now we're going to move on to the last portion of this clean with me, which is mopping. I always save mopping for last. And if you've been here before, then you know that I absolutely love mopping with my Shark Steam Mop, which I just feel like makes my floors just extra, extra clean. And I always use the Bona cleaner as well to make sure that, you know, it preserves the wood floors. All right, now that the cleaning is all done, the house is sparkling, Regina is happy, and the best part, the pound cake is perfectly cooled. That means it's time for the grand finale, which is putting the icing on the cake. All right, so for this, it's really super simple. You just need to start out with 2 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm going to put that right here in my measuring cup. And then I'm going to add a generous tablespoon of vanilla because I really want it to have that extra warmth and flavor. And then the trick is to use a few tablespoons of milk at a time to get that perfect consistency. And so you want to mix it until it's exactly the consistency that you're looking for. You don't want it too thin, but you also don't want it too thick, just pourable and smooth. All right, just like that. And now for the money shot. I'm going to drizzle it all around the cake, just like so. And oh my gosh, guys, doesn't that look absolutely amazing? It creates these beautiful drips and it adds that perfect touch of sweetness to every slice. And there you have it. Here is my infamous pound cake that is ready to celebrate my husband's birthday, and I just cannot wait for him to come home and see it and for him to try it because I know his mouth is going to water. If you made it this far, then you've come to the end. Thank you for cleaning and baking with me. I greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps my channel. And if this content is your vibe, be sure to join the tribe and subscribe. Until next time, bye.